Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli Podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Partially.
And this is our mother.
Lynn.
I say Lynn?
She's back at it. Back on the podcast.
We have a special guest host. Oh, yeah, it was first. We did. Never mind.
Okay.
Guys,
this is episode 147. We have brought in a guest to soften the blow, talk of the British, because you may have noticed we're missing two gals. We traded places. Christina had a sick child last time. Now Catherine has two of them. She raises you. And Lisa is sick, and I was sick last time.
Oh, and her child is.
It's just
and she has a
this cold and flu season's really coming for our necks.
It ain't right.
And winning. So we do our best here. We really try, guys. We really do. But we're here, episode 147, with our mother, and we're gonna do some. Is this parental advice?
Oh, you don't know what that.
We don't know what it is. Give us.
No, I know what it is.
You know what it is.
This is asking advice from our mom for your very own parent problems.
Oh, yes. We're getting a parent's POV. Well, I mean, you're a parent too, but like
our parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Parent
a parent
of
who
adult
has raised
children.
adults.
Who's been a parent for 34 years.
You have had children in your house for 34 years. How does that feel?
Wow.
Wow.
That's too
kind of
long.
hard to believe.
That's a very long time.
It is, but it goes so fast.
I know.
I mean, it's just like yesterday, Michael was Barrett's size.
Oh,
Christina was Tristan's size.
Yesterday.
But
That was
not really yesterday. It was a lot of yesterday, so it was a long time ago.
Anyway, 1, 2, 3. You're gonna say.
So yeah, this is episode 147. This whole episode will be on our Patreon, and it'll be mostly on our YouTube. We got a little gift of the extra vibes for our patrons. So if you want to see the whole episode, hang out with us this whole hour. Watch me attempt to speak the English language. Then join our Patreon. It is $5 a month. It's pretty rad. We have a great community. And we love it here. So the link will be below. And join us here for our podcast today. That's really all I got to say.
Thank you, patrons. Thank you so
We
much.
love you.
And you guys get to see all the episodes. So great for you.
Great
Everyone
for
else, consider joining. And we really appreciate you supporting the Cimorelli podcast. It means a lot to us. I know this podcast means a lot to a lot of you guys too. So
really does.
shout out to all of you guys. I've heard a lot of that lately. Also from our aunt.
Yes, shout out to our aunt.
She was saying that she loves our podcast. So shout out to you.
Funny guest.
Yeah, she would.
She's a wild lady.
She would be really funny. She'd be really good for like advice. Okay. Anyway,
yeah,
maybe
she would.
maybe you can join sometime.
Yes,
We gotta send this to her if she didn't see this episode.
we gotta.
She's a real fan, so maybe she did. Okay, so let's do our highs and lows, ladies.
Woo!
So we're gonna say what's our high point and our low point of the week.
Let's see.
Okay, fine. I'll go first.
Yeah, you go
Fine.
first.
Easy. High point, as usual. Every high and low always has to do with baby sleep for Kath, Lisa, and I. So yeah, my high point is that Tristan is officially sleeping in the crib.
Woo!
And last night she woke one time just to eat.
Oh, wow. You look peppy. You look real peppy.
I'm pretty sleep deprived still, but
Yeah, I wouldn't say
I'm
peppy.
mentally, I'm like,
I was gonna say
hope.
Yeah.
I see
on the
stars in the
horizon.
eyes.
So I'm really excited. And she's officially like on a great schedule. She's thriving on that schedule. She's sleeping right over there in the crib
Love
right
to
now.
see
So I'm just feeling great.
Good.
Very happy
Love
about that.
to see it for you.
Let's see, what was the low? Oh yeah, the low was a couple days ago when we were doing the transition when she was waking up like every 30 minutes.
What?
She was like falling asleep and then just like doing like just like one of those. And I think it was actually because her outfit was really tight, which I didn't quite realize. I was like, is it that tight? And then I did a looser outfit the next night and she was great. So I think she was actually uncomfortable and she kept being like, lady, this is too tight. So that was my low because I was like,
I
oh my
would
gosh,
be like that.
am I going to die? And then I was like, no, I did this like 100 times in a row with Barrett. I'm not going to die. So that's my high and low.
Good for you.
Love it.
Cool.
Who's going?
I'll go. My low is this dumb cough that I've had for like a week and a half. I don't know what happened to me. Maybe you know. I keep coughing up like phlegm and like this aggressive cough. I sound like Amy.
She does.
All week, but I don't have any other sickness symptoms. It's just like
Do you think it's pneumonia or bronchitis?
No, I think it's a holdover from COVID because I think I had COVID last March and I had this lingering chest cough thing that went on. I still get some of it, and it's almost March again. It's almost been a
Ain't
year.
right.
That is not right.
perhaps
That's what I
so
think it
some
is.
weird cough thing.
Just a bizarre thing.
Yikes.
It never
Great
used to be
cough.
like this, like in the old days. That wasn't a thing.
I was saying
mean,
Nick
it's
had
never
that
happened.
too for weeks, a cough.
I was sick like I don't know a month ago or something, so could be that. Anyway,
Weird.
it's really annoying.
Yeah.
I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, not good. So
not the
that's my
hacking up the
low.
lungs.
And then I feel like if I cough, people are like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just me coughing.
Welcome
Just
to
relax.
my life.
I know. I was like, wow, I get what Amy feels
I kind of
like.
liked the attention though when I was younger.
I
kinda
don't.
Did you fake cough?
No, I would never fake cough.
Okay, just asking.
And then my high was I did a shoot for my music video series.
two.
Part two.
That was
and
really fun.
It was really
TBH.
good. So just saying, it was good.
Love to see it.
Pretty intense.
Yes.
We love the intensity.
Okay, I am shuffling through my index of lows of a few to choose from.
Oh my.
Here's what I've been having this weird thing on like my left arm and shoulder where it's like sore lately. And I don't know if it's because I've
what?
spent too much time like this watching TV.
Oh yes, that's happened to me.
For sure.
It's been off and on
Definitely.
for a few like days now.
Yes, that exact
gotta
thing has
stop
happened to me
doing that.
from
Don't
doing
do
that.
And it hurts my neck was
Oh
hurting
my
for a
gosh,
second too.
Amy.
My mom thinks I have
Find
a potential
neutral-
pinched nerve.
Neutral position to watch anything in.
Yeah.
Sit neutral.
It's literally just, and my hand was getting a little numb.
You're
right
killing
now.
me.
It was a little stretch. So
Don't do
we'll
that.
see. We're just gonna monitor and not.
Can you try
that.
something different?
Yeah, no. We're gonna monitor, and then
Let's try that.
also from laying in my bed like this for a long time, it makes it because it's like it does that. I
Oh
think it's my positioning.
Gosh, Amy.
I have issues. Okay, I just need to think of better ways to do things. But I don't have any chest pains, people, so don't be too concerned. But other than that, that was a low because it's just annoying. And I'm like, Mom, I need a symptom check. What's going on? And then my high was that I went to Ye Old Disney World for the first time with Ye Old Lisa. And it
her.
was, well, yeah, you, but like
Oh
Lisa was the one that had me.
Gosh.
Lisa was the one that invited me. It was supposed to be her, Chad, their daughter, and their mothers. And then Chad's mom was like, no, thank you. Because she was like, that's a lot. And I have a little hip action going on or something. But so she was like, no, thank you. So then they were like, oh, look who else is available. You should come. And I was like, okay. So then I went to Disney World and it was fun. It was really fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was like, I was really intrigued because I don't never been. And I was like, I'm not like the biggest Disney fan. I'm not like, I don't hate it by any means, but I just was like, I don't know what to expect here. But it was really fun. The Epcot park or whatever was definitely the best in my opinion. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a good solid time. So yeah.
Cool.
Thank
Your
you,
last.
Okay.
Why are you laughing at me? I was like, this is where childhood dreams come true. Lisa is taking me somewhere.
It wasn't Disney World. It was that Lisa was taking her
Yes.
somewhere.
Lisa,
Shania
because
Twain.
Lisa's the older sister that you're like, oh my gosh, my cool older sister wants to go somewhere with me. Whoa.
Or doing Taylor Swift. Nice.
Or were you
No,
just like,
I was
you're a
doing
weirdo?
me.
Just doing a real.
I was doing me.
A real cool.
Cool.
No.
I couldn't tell the vibe. But anyway, on to
All
you.
right, so Mom,
Lynn.
what's your highs and lows?
My high was the same as Amy's, actually. It was going to Disney World.
Yeah, we went for the first time. They made us wear pins.
They did.
No, like my first time.
Who made you?
Chad
Chad.
and Lisa.
He went
It
up
was
to
fun,
like one of those, checkout people. And he's like, "Do you have any of those pins for people who are here for the first
Oh,
time?" And they're,
Lisa
"Oh,
and her, Lisa, Chad were like, you got it. And we were like, okay.
It's tradition.
Yeah.
You gotta
It was fun though.
yeah." It was
I
a
had to
great
take mine off
time.
because Lily was trying to play with it, but I was like, you can't be playing with this because if it
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun. Lows, gosh. I don't know. I didn't really have any huge lows other than all the people that are sick around me. That was kind of a low. It's kind of a bummer when
Wow,
everybody's
such
sick.
a low. Other people are sick, not you
Lynn,
though.
I
Affects
get
my
you.
life.
I get it.
Children.
You know, well, I mean, we were at Disney World and Lisa got sick on the last day that we were there. And so that was a bummer for her. I mean, it was hard. She didn't we still did everything we were going to do anyways because she was like a good sport, and nobody was pushing her. Everybody's like, are you sure you can do this? Are you, she's, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because she wasn't that bad on the last day.
But it turns out it was the beginning of flu, and then I guess the next day, Chad got hit with it and he was getting ready to leave on tour.
Hate
So
it.
that was like a bummer, for
Yeah.
him. So, I mean, my lows were like empathetic lows, because
And
I
I'm
just felt
vicarious.
really bad for
Yeah.
them. Yes. I'm having vicarious lows.
No, yeah, that's a low.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay, let's go to our 5 perspectives.
Our 5 perspectives.
We have 4 of us today. So
You can be the 5th perspective if you comment below.
what, Lauren? What?
Is there 5 of us?
I don't remember. You think I
just
memorized
She's like,
it?
I can't
just look
math.
with
What
your
is
That's what
math?
I did. I just looked and I went, oh, there are 4.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, listen. I don't want to hear it. So we're going to give you our perspectives on
This is not math camp.
a very special question of the day, which is, how many steps are in your skincare routine?
Okay, I'll start.
One if I'm lucky.
Mine is either 2 or 3.
Oh,
I
okay,
love
what
it,
is it?
because it's either I take my makeup off with a makeup wipe and then wash my face with real face wash and then just moisturizer.
Oh, cute.
I really
say
simplify.
You have should we say you have no makeup on for the skincare routine or you have makeup on?
You don't do skincare with makeup, right?
No, like you didn't wear makeup that day. Yes, you don't.
I was like, lady,
I
what?
was saying you're not wearing makeup. What is
Right?
it? Yeah,
Okay,
you're not wearing
then
any
I
makeup.
just wash my face and moisturize. I'm trying to simplify and see if it works better.
Well, and some people have a morning and a night,
Yeah.
So what do you do, lady?
Are you going to stay here?
I have one step and it's wash my face, moisturize
don't
if I'm
put-
lucky.
Don't you have dry skin?
Yeah.
That's unique.
Not that dry though.
That's an interesting
Well,
point.
my elbows are the most dry. My face
Yeah,
isn't super dry.
we know.
Okay, Christina.
Well, every time I feel like it's elbow, I'm like, ooh.
No, Christina, it
When
got
do you
so
feel
bad to
her
where they
elbow?
cracked. They cracked and there was a little
Oh
scab.
my.
Okay, that's too far.
And you know
and
what,
it-
Christina? It might be eczema
Oh.
and not like it might be an
Hormonal.
eczema thing because
Mine
it
is
cracks like eczema.
Dry right now. Okay.
Yeah, see.
So, yeah, I have gotten a little.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
I got some on my hand
Whatever, people.
too.
I got a little on my hand. Only in like the
Sisters!
winter, I
Little
get
dry
it.
skin moment. Yeah.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
I think it is eczema. Not right now, but I had it.
Well, I think you can be triggered by cold.
Eczema, gals. Anyway, so yeah, I try to
Romanticize your
do.
eczema.
I try to as little as possible, but I also have some skincare from a couple that sent us some, and one of them is pretty good for me, I think. So most days I just put on my rose. Was it rose?
Rosehip oil?
Rosehip
Oh,
oil.
that's a good one.
And then
Is that like a moisturizer?
yeah, I really like that one. And then some days, I try not to wash my face unless I have makeup on because I just don't want to like strip
Really?
everything. Yeah, I feel like I don't need to. And then some days I'll be like, oh, I have all these things that come. I have like toner, I have this serum, that serum, blah 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 blah, and I have them. So I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, let me do like 2 of these things. But I feel like if I do too many of them, my skin is like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So some days if I feel like I want to do a little extra relaxation, I do some just for like the relaxation of it all. But a lot of times I just do nothing and just put on moisturizer. 'Cause you know when my skin looks amazing is every time after I've been sick. And after I've been sick for a week, almost always someone says, wow, your skin looks so good. And all I did that week is not do anything to it and not wear any makeup.
Interesting.
Every time. I don't wash it. I don't put moisturizer on for the most part. I just do nothing.
Wow.
And then everyone says it looks good. So I'm like, great. I'm like, nice. Or cool.
Are those
You guys know what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
TikToks. Shania Twain and Taylor Swift. Do, 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 do. Nice. And then, what is it?
don't know
That
the
don't- I
guitar
think it's That
part.
Don't Impress Me Much. I think it's that one that goes, cool. I think.
love
Maybe it's not that one.
I love
Who
it.
knows? All right, so Mom, how many steps is your skincare routine?
Well, I have older skin.
Mature skin?
Mature skin, yes. So I use doTERRA skin care products. So I use their cleanser, and then I use their serum. I use their brightening serum on top of that.
It's like vitamin C or something.
Yeah, it's got some essential oils in it too that kind of help with any kind of dark spots that you start getting when you get older. And then they have like an under eye cream. I put that on. It kind of helps tighten things up, you know. And then I put on their moisturizer, which I add to it a couple of drops of doTERRA's Yarrow Palm
Oh yeah.
Wow.
serum. Put all that in there and
Premier.
rub it all over, and then that's it. And then at night, I just wash my face again. But then I do an oil serum kind of thing that I made that has multiple oils in it. It's got the rose hip, and it's got like argan
Lavender.
oil and a couple of other oils. And then I put in some lavender and some frankincense and like 3 or 4 other essential oils. And then I just put that on at night, and it works wonders.
Love that.
Loving
for you.
it, love it. Also, I realized I got to give a shout out to Lisa. She got me. I was actually just about to get one of these. So I'm like, mine is so messed up. And then she read my mind. She got me a new water bottle. And guys, now when I drink my water, it's silent. Lauren was like, why? Lauren's like, you didn't say this, but you were like, when I was drinking, you were like, right. I was like, it's loud because it's like broken. And she was like, right.
I didn't
remember
know
that?
what you were talking about.
My old water bottle was broken, so every time I drank, it was like really loud. This one is silent.
I
was pretty loud.
didn't know that. That's probably why I looked like
you gonna
that. So
give
I'm
Garrett
like, what
your
are
old
you
water
saying?
bottle?
What are you doing? I was literally just drinking it, but something was broken in it. I didn't realize exactly, and then I started realizing, I'm like, this ain't right.
And then when you got Sharpie on it, Garrett's like, Mommy drew on water bottle. Mommy drew on it.
Yeah.
He ratted you out.
Yikes.
So yeah, shout out to Lisa. You have really improved the experience for me and many of you guys. I didn't really get any comments about it, but I'm sure it must have been annoying some of you guys watching because it was
probably
annoying
heard.
me every time. I wish I could turn my own ears off.
I get it.
But I couldn't. Okay. So anyway, let's move on to thanking our sponsors. We have 2 sponsors to get today, which I have to say, we are so grateful, you guys, that we've gotten to this place now, finally, where we have sponsors consistently. And we dreamed of this place.
We did.
And it's thanks to you guys helping us keep the lights on with Patreon, especially, that we can even get to this
Truly.
place. So thank you. So this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. We talked about therapy a lot. You know,
A lot.
we love therapy.
Love it.
It loves us.
It
It
does.
helps us. We've had many a great therapist in our lives. We've also
sure.
had some not good ones, which goes in with what I'm going to say here, which is that therapy is just so important and life-changing if you can find the right person. But it can be kind of hard to find that right person because it's like kind of intimidating. It can be a bit of a hard
Yeah.
experience process.
Yeah. You don't know where to start.
BetterHelp makes that way easier. It gives you a really easy starting place. You fill out this questionnaire, which we checked out. It was great, easy to
Very
understand,
in-depth.
thorough, and then it helps pair you with someone they think will be a great match. And here's what I think is one of the best parts about them. If they're not a great match, you just switch to the next person, and they're set up for that, specifically so that you don't have to deal with one of the major pitfalls of real life therapy, which is where you're like,
How do I break up?
yeah, how do I break up with my therapist? How do I find a new one? Like that whole stressful thing. Like this makes it easy for you to just get connected with someone else. It's easy for if you're intimidated by in person, you don't know where to start, you don't know how to find someone, any of that. This is for you. And you know, if you're thinking, do I need therapy? Probably.
Probably.
Perhaps.
I would say we
Most
mostly
humans could benefit.
we do. I would say probably every human could benefit.
For
And
sure.
we probably do all need it.
For sure.
This makes it way more convenient. It's flexible. It's right there in front of you. Can be a lot more affordable, and it's entirely online. If you want to live a more empowered life and you think therapy is going to help you with that, which I would think it is, you should check this out. Visit betterhelp.com/Cimarelli and get 10% off your first month. It's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Cimarelli.
Love to see it.
Take advantage of this deal, you guys. It's going to be linked in the description as well. But yeah, it's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Cimarelli. 10% off your first month. Give it a try. Find someone who can help you out. We can all use a helping hand to empower us in this new year. You deserve it. Don't sit there lost. Find someone to help you out. I really hope you'll find the right person and keep trying until you find that right person. It is so worth it. So speaking of your best life,
Oh, your best life.
what can make your life 10 million times better?
Food.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Good
Oh,
food.
yes.
Good food
For sure.
that you don't have to stress over, that you don't have to stress over planning, measuring, making. You have
Thinking
to make it,
of
but you
what
don't have to
to
stress
do.
about it.
Yeah.
And
Christina's
how could you
worst
do that?
fear is measuring. so-
How could you do
So
this?
annoying. Measuring is annoying.
It is shopping for all those things we just mentioned. You don't have to stress about any of those
Not one.
with Green Chef.
Oh,
Green
yeah.
Chef is a meal kit company, and it's an organic one. They send you this beautiful green box. I love it when I see it at my door.
Oh, it makes me so joyful.
It's frozen in there. Well, it's temperature controlled, and it's got all of your little bags of your meals.
so convenient.
And yeah, it's so convenient, so easy, and absolutely
Gorgeous.
delicious.
So delicious.
I would say life-changing. The meals have been life-changing.
Honestly,
I agree, actually.
agreed.
Like, we'll text you, I'll be like, did you guys get this meal? I just made it. Oh my gosh. Or like, they'll
They
post their
were
story.
so
I'm like, wait, which meal is that? Do I have that meal?
Oh,
It's too, guys, I'm just telling you, it's too
it's
good.
literally so good.
It's also introduced me to a lot of new foods.
oh, for
Yeah, new
sure.
flavors.
And new ways of doing things.
That's why it tastes like literally like a restaurant, because they use a lot of foods I wouldn't normally use, because I'd be like, oh, that's too obscure, that's too random. And it's right there in front of me. I make it and I'm like, wait, I just made this gourmet dish and it was so easy.
Yeah.
Like
I love it.
there's a lot of dates in it's like dates and artichokes in this one I just made.
Artichokes.
And couscous, but it was I think it's called pearl
the
couscous.
bigger one?
Yeah, that
The
sounds
big
good.
one. Oh my gosh, it
couscous
was
is
so
good.
it was amazing with shrimp in there. Like what? Why, when would I
need
ever think of
that.
that?
Never.
It was
Wow.
so good. What's one of the best meals you guys had from them recently? What's your fave?
Oh, I had this like really good pasta thing, and it had like tomato sauce stuff and like a lot of cheese and like
didn't get that one.
peas and so good.
Oh, I had like this meatloaf thing, which usually I'd be like,
I love
meatloaf,
meatloaf.
what? But it was so good. It had like barbecue sauce.
Oh,
I don't know. It was
amazing.
really, really good.
Oh, and you made that shepherd's pie too.
Oh, the
Oh.
shepherd's pie.
I was jealous. It was like, dang.
I made literally one of the best pastas I've ever had in my life. Like it was better.
Wait, the one that I told your story about?
It was better than a lot of restaurant pastas I've
Wait,
had.
what was it again?
It was so good. It was like a lemon. It had a bunch of stuff, but it was kind of like a lemon cheesy one. I don't know how to explain it, but it was so
Oh, I love it.
so
Love to hear it.
good. So one of the great things about this, if we're thinking about the new year, you know, we're in
year,
right
new
now.
me.
We're at the beginning of the new year, 2023.
Oh my
is
gosh,
that
that's so
this
weird.
can take stress and time off your plate that you can dedicate to your new goals for the
Oh,
new
I love
year.
it.
That's what I love. Keeps you focused, keeps you sharp.
Keeps you young. No,
At least for me, keeps you young. That's what
we
they'll
love
promise
it.
you.
We love it.
That was our personal promise. Okay, so
Not
if
their
you
promise.
if you want to try this, we have a deal for you. Cimarelli, greenchef.com/Cimarelli60, Cimarelli60. And you will use the code Cimarelli60 to get 60% off plus free shipping.
Oh, snap.
So if you want to try this, you're like, I want to try it, but like, I really want to try it 60% off.
That's when we like to try
We
things.
gotcha there, okay? greenchef.com/Cimarelli60.
I love
and
it.
use the code Cimarelli60 to get 60% off
Oh, I love
plus free shipping. Just try it out, guys. You're going to have some amazing, amazing meals.
Ooh,
it just
you
makes my
will.
day.
We stand.
And I love that for you. I'm really glad. Send us pictures of your meals, guys. I stand their meals. I'm such a
Me
stan. Every
too.
time one of us makes one, I'm like, what is that? What did you make? Love it.
Gotta
love it,
know.
love it, love it. All right.
Would never list.
Thank you, Green Chef and BetterHelp. We're going to move on
We're gonna move
to
forward.
the main topic.
The main topic.
And I want to remind you guys, if you want to see this full episode with our very own mother giving advice, you got to go to Patreon. You got to join. It's only $5 a month and you'll get all of our podcast episodes. So go check it out. Check out our Patreon. We have an amazing, positive community. You want to support us, you want to support the podcast, we appreciate it so much. Check out our Patreon. So let's get into the main topic.
Oh, first I'd like to interrupt and say that Lisa got me this too. So she's just really furnishing our drinking needs.
Oh.
What did yours say?
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls drink their water.
Because
And Lauren got me the matching mug that says gorgeous, gorgeous girls drink coffee or something. And I'm like, wow. Brandon.
That's from a TikTok. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls.
Love soup.
have you guys seen it?
Oh.
Did you know Amy
it's
says
so
that all the
good.
time?
I made one of Lauren, so you better have seen it.
Okay, so we're gonna do some advice questions with our mom. I thought this would be pretty interesting. We're like asking you advice for like them about their own parents. So I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So here's some ideas. So, dear Lynn, they didn't say that. How can I not believe that everything is my fault, even though my parents have been very abusive?
Oh.
So they think everything's their fault. How could they not think that anymore?
That is tough. I mean, it's such a common thing. Kids misinterpret so many things, you know. I mean, I felt a lot of that when I was growing up, and my mother wasn't even abusive. She just was preoccupied, and she was, you know, kind of distant because she had other things going on. I think her mother was kind of cold. And so I felt like I wasn't important. I felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like everything was more important than me because she always had something else to do and I wasn't part of it. You know, she'd be like, here's your Play-Doh, and then she'd take off and do something. And I was the only kid at the time. So I was like, I just want you to play with me, you know?
Yeah.
But that just didn't happen. Therapy. I think that's
therapy.
how you unwind it is therapy. You know, understanding that this is what's going on. You know, if you don't deal with it, it will come out later on in your adult life and it will affect everything. It'll affect your relationships with your own kids, with your future spouse, with, you know, whoever. Just because I think that's the foundation of codependency.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you don't have a solid sense of who you are. It's huge what your parents can do to you. And it's not even intentional most of the time. It just happens.
Exactly.
And, what are you going to do?
We love it. Wow. See where we get our good advice from?
Yeah.
Okay, here's an interesting one. This is really interesting. What boundaries should you have with your parents?
None. I suppose that depends on what's going on in the household.
And the age.
You know, the age and the household. I mean, if there's abuse going on, then you need to have some boundaries of some sort, but that's really difficult if you're a kid because what do? Like, you can't just walk or you live on the street.
What about like older age?
Now, if you're older, if you're an adult and you've moved out, or I guess even if you're still at home, but especially if you've moved out, there are a lot of parents who I think they're like helicopter parents. They're kind of in your face all the time and they want to be all up in your business and tell you what's up and how to run your life. And in that case, that's where boundaries really come in. It's like, you know what, Mom, I'm going to do this my way and I'm sorry you don't approve, but this is the way it
I'm
is.
going to tell that to you tomorrow.
Probably will.
Sorry, you don't approve.
Yeah, whatever.
Those parents that like drop in unannounced and you're like,
Well, that's a boundary issue. You don't just
Yeah.
drop in on people unannounced. And so you need to like lock the door or, you know. Or say, I'm sorry, this isn't a good time. You know, I mean, it probably will only happen once if you do that. You know, I mean,
you lock the door.
I see a lot of this in the parenting groups I'm in where people talk about their nightmare parents or like mother-in-laws a lot of times. And it is pretty shocking because that's the thing our parents don't do is like get up in our face about everything. They'll be like, are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? Like with their kid, with their baby.
Oh my
Why are you
gosh.
rocking her? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you feeding her now? Like,
I'd
chill
be like,
out.
get out.
That's not boundaries, but yeah, they don't do that.
Which
Praise
is nice. Praise.
the Lord. Okay. I can't open up to or confide in my mom. I see her criticizing others and she doesn't take me seriously.
that's tough. I mean, I don't know. My mother was like that, and I never figured that out. So I don't really have good advice on that. I remember I confronted her about it later on in life, just probably 10 years ago, and she just started yelling at me. So
Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you can't really do much.
But I mean, I didn't fix the problem, but I did at least say my piece.
Yeah.
And so
that's
that was
good. That's
something
valuable.
because before that I felt like, why am I so afraid to say anything? You know, why can't
so that's
I just
good.
talk, you know?
That's important.
And so you're not always going to get what you want you won't just get the outcome that you want, but you have to say something if you are having an issue.
Stand up for
It's
yourself.
like those neighborhood watch signs.
Yeah.
If you see something,
Say something.
Yeah.
Right.
And like sometimes just not everyone's safe to open up to. And you just gotta
That's
figure that
exactly
out.
right. That's exactly right. And your mother, if she's got those kinds of issues, those are her issues that have nothing to do with you. And they come from her mother, probably. or her father or both or whatever. And those came from their parents and from their I mean, I really think there's a lot of generational stuff. And sometimes you just have to accept that that's the way it is and then vow to be the one who breaks that.
That's nice. That's nice.
Okay, what about this one? Are grades really important? My mom focuses on mine so much, and they're not even that bad.
No.
I love it.
I laugh because my parents had sort of opposite views on them. My dad didn't really care that much. I mean, he was like, whatever. I mean, because I was getting like almost all A's.
Of course you were.
And so,
Smarty.
Why would he have a fit about that? Now, I mean, if I was failing everything, you might have a problem with that. But he was fine with what I was getting. But if I had an A-, my mom would be like, what's this all about?
An A-?
What?
It's an A-. You were too.
Okay, also for the people at home, she's already 2 grades ahead. And her mom's
As a kid.
A-.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
true.
you skipped 2 grades.
Kindergarten, and then I got put up from 2nd and 3rd grade in the middle of the year. So I was 2 years younger than the rest of my class
Were
already.
you a 12-year-old freshman?
I was a 12-year-old freshman.
Lady, that is a wild life.
Oh, so she's like, what is this? What percent, what is it, percentage?
Is it A-?
90, what is A-?
An A? Well, probably like 90, 91.
What?
She's like, you got 90.
I would be like, praise. Great work.
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh my gosh. I would not.
I mean, this is, I think, an example of why I felt like I was never enough. Because things
Yeah.
like that. That's a high achievement. An A- is really good,
Yeah, it
but it wasn't worth, any, I was like, what's going on here?
What the heck?
So you would say, no, you don't need to be that stressed out of your grades.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's more a matter of looking at is the child doing as well as they can? Because as well as they can, maybe they don't sync with the teacher. Maybe they're a terrible test taker, or maybe they have a learning disability of some sort, or a processing issue like in math or in English or whatever. I mean, nobody's good at everything. And I just don't think it's fair to expect that you're going to need to get an A. And I mean, if they are a super brain and they're capable of it and they're being lazy, that's different because they're not living up to what they could be doing. And I think you got to sit on them a little bit for that, but not so hard that you break their spirit. You never want to do
Never
that.
break the spirit.
No.
What is something you wish you could have done with your kids more?
I don't know.
You know what? I wish we would have done more of those tea parties where we had bagel bites.
Those were
That was a core memory. You know what I just remember the bagel bites and
Those
the
were
tea.
fun.
And I was probably like 5. I will never forget that. It's like we had snacks.
I remember those.
We had fun snacks. Oh,
We did.
this is premier.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really tried to do all the things that I wanted to do with you guys, like as we were going along. I don't know that I was ever able to do all of them quite to the extent that I wanted to do them because there was, so much work around all of it, with all of the dishes and the diapers and the trying to clean up and all that stuff. That was exhausting. And so then it was hard to, and being pregnant a lot, that, it was difficult to have the energy, or if you're feeling like throwing up and your kids want a tea party, it's difficult to get that together. But I did my best, to try to pull it off in spite of it. And I set up the tea and go lay down, or whatever. But you do it the best you can, and I guess I try to do that.
Okay, my parents and I argue over the smallest things, and I don't know what to do.
Classic.
Well, I guess think about what are the arguments about. What is provoking the argument? There's something underneath the whole thing. If you can get to the bottom of what that is, then
So true.
you can diffuse the whole thing. You might just ask right at the beginning, as soon as it starts, just say, I really don't want to argue about this. Is there some way we could talk about it calmly, or maybe come back to it in 20 minutes after we all take a breath, or something like that? Just take a pause and then, see if you can do it. It's difficult when the kid has to lead this. It's better if the parent leads it, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. My dad ate my candy.
What?
Bought me more and then ate that too. This is like the time when I was pregnant and I ate all of Nick's chips, and then I bought him more and then I ate them in the car.
You ate them in the car?
I ate them all. It was a sour cream and cheddar.
Oh,
Just can't stop it.
You just can't.
And I was like, Nick, I'm sorry. I bought you more, but they're empty.
Like, but I tried.
I tried. Anyway, he always eats food that isn't his.
Oh, that ain't right.
What should they do when he keeps eating their candy?
Hide it.
Hide your candy.
Honestly,
That's what we learned.
I would
Buy
hide it.
like a little safe with a key on it.
You heard her.
Lock it in there. We kind of had that last night at my house. Aunt Lisa's staying over, and she's staying in Christian's room. Apparently, Christian had a candy stash in there, and she got into it and had a Kit Kat. And then we went to the store, and she said, "Oh, I need to buy some more Kit Kats because I stole one of Christian's." Now, Christian is the one that's in seminary studying for the priesthood. She's like, "I stole from a priest. I don't have to go to confession."
I'm dead.
That's all right.
That's really funny.
Love it. How can I get closer to my parents as an adult when we were not close growing up?
Again, that's a tough one. They have their reasons for being distant, and they have nothing to do with you. They come from their own background. I would suggest just going about it slowly and maybe trying to find things that you have in common, things that you like to do together, whatever it might be. If you like hiking or whatever, find some things that, or game night. Game night is a good one because, it's if you like things like game night. I wouldn't suggest going to movies because you're not talking during the movie. But I guess you could do something like that if you wanted to have discussion afterwards about the movie, or about the play, or whatever you went to.
Or that's a good way to ease in, though.
It's kind of like, I think you want to try to convert it into almost more of a friendship, even though it's never going to be a full friendship because there's still a parent-child relationship, but more towards that, where you can talk without, feeling like there needs to be judgment or correction or whatever in there. It's kind of like guidance is only welcome if it's asked for.
Oh, snap.
Okay, what about this one? How hard is it to let go of a child leaving home? Advice to parents who are struggling with it.
It's hard. I would not do that well. What? I already know I'm not going to do that well.
Oh my goodness. It reminds me of when we were filming a reality show pilot.
Mom!
They set up a scenario where they said, okay, Michael's going to come in the room all dressed up. You two are going to be drinking tea and you're going to ask him why he's all dressed up. Go, roll the camera. I'm like, what? So Michael walks in. He's all dressed up. I said, Michael, you look great. What are you all dressed up for? And he said, well, I'm going to go apartment hunting and I'm ready to move out. And he was like 23. And I said, that's great.
Finally.
They're like, cut.
I'm crying.
We need you to access your deepest mother feelings. This is your oldest. He's going to fly the coop. He's leaving. And I said, you want me to cry, right? And they're like, yeah. So we filmed it again and the tears flowed and we get all done with the scene. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, well, yeah, you asked me to cry. And I'm like, gosh.
When?
I think that, to get back to the question, I think that when you have a lot of kids and they're all living in the same house, you're probably kind of happy when the first ones start to leave. I mean, especially with Michael, because Michael was difficult at that time, So it was like, to put it lightly, y'all know that.
To put it lightly.
Baby that yay!
So that wouldn't have been a terrible thing, I mean, when we left Malibu in 2015, that was the last time that all 11 of you kids, all 13 of us lived in the same house. And, so when we moved to Tennessee, there were only 5 kids living in the house instead
that's
of 11.
weird to have it, yeah.
That was a huge transition. All of a sudden, Lauren and Danny got their own bedrooms. They were like, wow!
Beautiful. I didn't even.
But so that's very different than somebody who only has 2 kids.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a lot harder.
You can
Like
really
half of my kids
build your
moving
life
out.
around these 2 kids, and then the one leaves, and then the next one's gone, and whoa.
And you're like, that was fast.
You're like, what do I do now?
It's definitely not an easy thing. I mean, it's one of those things. I think there's a grieving process there, and you would have to go through that. Then there's going to be all the different stages.
I probably had a harder time moving out than you did. You're like, bye. And I was like, me.
I mean, it's harder now because there's so many less. I've only got 2 in the house now.
You're at the
So now I'm
end.
at the normal people thing.
Now you're like, ooh.
I mean, it's kind of like when you went to college. You were 16, I guess, and you started. And you and Michael went at the same time. And I remember I was like tearing up because you were going to school. And I thought, this is what people feel like when their kid goes to kindergarten. Because you had been homeschooled and you had never left and gone anywhere else.
That's cute.
They're gonna be gone during the day for the first time. That is weird. That's true.
It was really weird.
That
my
was
gosh.
weird for me. I was like,
I would
where's
die
everyone?
if I was sending my kids off to kindergarten.
Yeah,
I would die.
it was really different.
That would
But
be
I didn't
hard
do
doing
that,
that.
so I don't have that experience. But
Oh my
there would be a
gosh.
grieving process because, there's a separation there and you have to just kind of work your way through that. Don't try to ignore it or push it under the carpet or whatever, but, work through it. The only way
the feelings.
to get over it is to go through it.
Thanks for listening to the Cimarelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimarelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimarelli podcast. Follow Cimarelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimarelli on Facebook and Instagram.